In this video, I'm going to talk about building confidence in front of the camera. I'm going to give you 5 tips and 5 don'ts. Are you ready? Tip number 1. Have something in your hands that's going to make you feel comfortable. If it helps, try it out. Like, for example, 6th place high school trophy, a pet or something indicative of a pet, a cup of liquid. If you hold something, it's better to actually use it. Like, if you're going to hold a cup, drink from it at some point. If you're going to hold a pet, pet the pet. I don't know what you can do with this, but I'm sure you can think of something. You maybe pet it too. One of the reasons that holding something, interacting with something is good is because we can get nervous and we can double pump a lot. And while double pumping isn't bad in and of itself, it's a repetitive gesture. So giving yourself some other options can help you to work out some of that nervous energy. The second tip is practice recording. Now, I know that's really obvious, but there's more. Practice recording in different settings. While doing dishes, while folding laundry, while doing some other hobby. Practice talking when you're doing something that doesn't require 100% of your brain. And you don't have to do anything with this footage. This is really to get your brain used to the idea of talking while you're recording. Another good thing that can come out of it is you can notice different things. Like you can notice how flattering, you can notice how flattering the angle is or isn't from recording. Like this, not a good angle.
Totally flattering.
You can experiment with different angles. Get yourself one of these bad boys. You can adjust the legs, you can set it over chairs, and you can find which way works best so that after you've practiced recording yourself, you know exactly where you want to set it up, where it's going to look good, and you can jump right in. When you're practicing recording something, I do want to challenge you to edit this, even if you're not going to upload it. Either talk to yourself or even pretend like you're talking to an imaginary editor. Unless, of course, you actually do want to get an editor. We will talk more about that later, I promise. So, filling in that space when you're moving from one point to the next, when you're getting interrupted, when things are happening around you, interacting with your surroundings will help you. And it's something that you can pull personality from in the editing process. I actually do edit for people. That's my job. And I love it when they mention me. It's like, oh, they're talking to me. When they say, okay, Kate, leave that in. This is what I imagine seeing for this. Like just being really straightforward about, oh, I don't want people to hear me say it that way. Then it's much more clear about what I need to take out. A really, really important thing is just to trust yourself. Let it out. What comes out of your mouth is right. It doesn't have to be perfect. Being stuck on perfection can make something just the driest, most boring video ever. The thing is, you are not being graded. You're probably not entering this in some kind of competition. You're probably not using this as an audition for something. So let yourself be free. 4th tip is embrace your quirks. So what are your quirks? Are you familiar with the word stim? Stimming is short for, I just had it. Self-stimulating behavior. I would have included a definition down on here, but it's also derogatory. Like, yes, it is typically associated with people on the autism spectrum, but I hate that they make it sound like it's a bad thing and that neurotypicals are the only right way to behave. I'm not making any personal comments about myself. I have no diagnoses and I'm not interested in getting one at this point in my life. But there are certain repetitive motions that I like to do, and I think that goes for a lot of people. And if there's something that you do that other people have maybe remarked upon as being weird or whatever, that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. People who work too hard to fit into what is considered normal, they don't stand out. Being yourself means reacting to the world when you're recording the way you would react to the world in real life. Interacting with the interruptions, interacting with the things that you do that other people might think is weird. You don't need to suppress yourself. I will talk more about that in a little bit. But if you enjoy the world you're inhabiting when you record, then other people will enjoy it with you. Monique at Silver Paw Studio is really good at that. She genuinely enjoys the world she's in. She's a pet photographer and she enjoys the people, she enjoys the process, and that shows. I really love how when the words don't come out perfectly, she doesn't let it get to her. She just smiles and continues on. The more that your personality is in it, the more real it is. If it feels boring for you doing it, it'll feel boring for people watching it. Tip number 5, get some energy into your voice. Pull it from somewhere. Watch something funny before you start. Jump up and down. Clap your hands. Ow. Bang your finger on the desk. That's gonna help. When I was doing acting back in the day, one exercise that we would do if we were just tired and it showed in our voices, is we would play tug of war with like a scarf or something. So if you can get someone to do that, your heart will get moving and you will have more energy in your voice. Try it. So now we are to our first don't. And I already said it, but I'll say it again because that's what it says on my script here. Don't suppress the quirks. But now I will go into more detail about that. The harder you work to suppress who you are, your humor or your quirks, your stims, your insecurity, the more it will want to rebel. The more you will lock up and lose confidence. Things you do that are unique to you are the things that make you special. Don't compare your current videos to somebody else who's been doing it for years. Or, if you've been doing it for years, they may have been doing it for 10 years. But you don't know how many times they repeat their sentences. You don't know how much they probably lack confidence, because everybody goes through periods in their life of feeling like they can't do it. Because of the magic of editing, you don't know what they have to go through. You don't know how many times they need to repeat something until they feel it's perfect. Also, a person might be fearless in front of the camera. They may be fearless talking to people, but they might not have the stamina to keep going and keep uploading. They might lose interest. No shame to them. No shade. Is that what the cool kids say? But maybe you have what it takes to keep hanging in there despite not seeing anything come of it. Maybe you'll have more longevity, and people who keep showing up are much more likely and are poised to succeed, where people who lose interest because they don't see the results they want fast enough will not see that end result. Don't think about all the ways that people might hate what you're doing and not like you. Don't. Think about who will love it. Think about the people who think like you, who respond to the world like you. Think about the people you're making the videos for. Don't get stuck on mistakes. The concept of mistakes is not real. There is no spoon. Everyone trips over words. I'm sure that everyone gets interrupted. The things that go wrong or are unexpected are the greatest gift to your channel, because they give a little glimpse into who you really are. They endear you to your audience. Don't be embarrassed by your older videos. Be proud of how far you've come. Be proud to look back and see that you're making progress. And it's really just a waste of time and space to be embarrassed about anything older, because we really should just be moving on and making more. There's not even any point to thinking about older videos, how well they did, how badly they did, how well you edited them, what you missed. It doesn't even matter. What matters is what you're working on now. Yeah. I just really, really want to communicate this. If you're feeling scared and overwhelmed and intimidated in general by this process, you are in good company. But I really do believe that if you try to do some of these things, you will grow in confidence. Isn't this thing stinking cool? It's an antique, actually. It was a gift from my Uncle Steve. And it makes noises. Wait, I should put the voice box sound closer to the microphone. Here we go. So cool, huh? Also, I want to say, if you want to reach out to me personally about any of this stuff, you can email me. You can also find me on Instagram. If you'd like to see examples of my editing, where I'm bringing out people's personalities while they're teaching and putting useful things out into the internet, I will link below 2 of the people I edit for. Vicky O'Neill, she does marketing strategy, and Monique, I mentioned, that does pet photography. I will link those people in the description. If you have any ideas about how people can grow in confidence, please share them down below in the comments. And if you have something you'd really like me to make a video on, let me know and I can add it to my list of ideas. Because I want this channel to be relevant to where people are. I really want to thank you for being here, and I want you to consider subscribing if you haven't already, because I'd really love this channel to grow and to empower people to do this thing. And with that being said, please share this video with somebody that you think it might be helpful for, or share it on some other social medias if you feel comfortable doing that. That would be really, really cool. Okay, so thank you, and bye. Yeah, you got this. You got this. In this video, I'm going to talk. Let's talk about building So anyway, ow, something was really sharp here. I feel like this video is all over the place.